and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we'll be doing a chit chat get ready with me, and you know it's all about Barbie right now, Barbie core, everything. So I'm gonna do a look that is Barbie inspired. It's just gonna be real pink, that's all. I'm going to chat with you guys, let you guys know where I have been, what I've not posted in the last 7 months. Yeah, so let's jump right into the video. So before I start chatting, we're going to put primer so that it can set on my face. The primer I'm going to be using today is the A+ No Pore Mattifying Primer. So I'm just going to put this in the middle of my face because that's where I have the most pores. Well, obviously you guys would have seen my last video. Why am I saying obviously? That's not an obvious thing, but hopefully most of you guys would have seen my previous video, and you would have seen that your girl has a little bun in the oven. Anyways, your girl is pregnant. So let me tell you guys how I actually found out that I was pregnant. To prime my eyes, I'm using the AOA liquid concealer, and this is in the shade Soft Tan. The 1st of December was the last time that I saw my period. So I got back home, and you know what married people do. I don't need to let y'all know what married people do. One thing about me, I know my body, and my body is like clockwork sometimes. Something would really need to be happening in my life for my period to not come. So on the ending of December, I felt in my gut like I was pregnant. Actually, the day that it happened, I felt in my gut, I was like, you know what? We just had a baby. We just made a baby. And I told him, I said, I think we just had a baby there. And he's like, okay, whatever you say. But it's not like we were doing anything to prevent pregnancy. Like we knew we wanted our children to be close, right? In age. So I would have been what was gonna be 2. So we're like, all right, this is a good age, a good time to start trying. But it's not like, we just put everything in God's hand. So I'm going to set this with the AOA Studio Perfect Setting Powder in the shade Warm. I'm just going to take a little bit of this and put it on my eyebrows. Wow, my eyelids. I think it was the Friday, which was about the 28th of December, like 28th or the 29th of December. I decided, you know what? I feel like I can feel the period. I can feel cramps, right? But nothing is coming. And I was telling Sham, I'm like, bye, I don't know, I feel like I'm pregnant. And he's like, you sure? I said, yeah, that's how I'm feeling. He said, all right, well, whatever it is, we can afford to have a child. Right? I said, all right. Yeah, I said, yeah, I know, just give me a heads up. I decided, let me do a pregnancy test. So on that early morning, because this I always say the best time to check for pregnancy is early in the morning, your first urine. So that's what I did, and the test came back negative. So I'm going to be dipping into 3 different palettes for this eyeshadow look. The first one I'm going to go in with is the Ace Beauty Scarlet Dusk palette, and the first shade I'm going to go in with is the shade Lotus, this shade right here. So after the test came back negative, I was in between 2 minds actually. So one, I was relieved, and the next thing is that I was upset, like sad. With me being relieved, I felt like, okay, so we're still trying to cope with having a very, very energetic and feisty 1-year-old. So God knows what he's doing. Maybe he's not ready yet. Then I was disappointed because I'm like, okay, so I know my body. If it's not pregnancy, then something must be wrong with me. This feeling is the feeling of pregnancy. So what is wrong with me? And so now I'm starting to worry, and I'm like, oh, why is my period not coming then? And I told Shamrai, I told him how I felt, and he's like, maybe you're just stressing too much. Maybe you're thinking about it too much. So stop thinking about it, and it's going to come. I said, all right, I can stop thinking about it. But obviously, your girl can't stop thinking about it. So I said, you know what, Joanna, you know your body. You know your body. You must be pregnant. Try again. Maybe something was wrong with that test, because I had that pregnancy test for a while. So maybe it was expired. So I said, all right, go buy a brand new one and do the test. And on the 1st of January, we usually break New Year's in church. We got home, laid down, relaxed, and then I decided, you know what? Let me go and do this test. Oops, it's positive. I was like, girl, nobody can tell you nothing about your body. And let me tell you, women, you know your body. Sometimes you try to talk yourself out of it, but honestly, you know your body. And I didn't want to do the whole long waiting to tell Shamar. I was like, you know what? It's the beginning of a new year. This is special enough for me to tell him. So I wrote a note, and in the note, it was like from Adaya telling him, Daddy, you know, we're gonna move from a family of 3 to a family of 4 or 5, because, you know, I was like, maybe it's twins. Maybe it's twins. I can handle one hyperactive. Yes, I can handle one hyperactive child. What makes me think that, you know, I can handle twins? But if twins do come, surprise me, I have no problem. Let me tell you, the Lord will give me strength. The next palette I'm going to go in with is the Dominic Cosmetics Celestial Thunder palette. And I'm going in with the shade Lucid Dreams. This very vivid pink shade right at the bottom here. So after telling Shamar, we said, you know what, we're just going to tell our family. So we didn't really hesitate. We didn't take too long to tell our family that we were expecting. And everybody was excited for us. Like, after having the diet, we're like, you know what, I feel like we can handle 2. But we're never going to say that we do not want more children. Because if it does come in the future that we do have the opportunity to have another child, you don't want that, or you do have the desire to have another child, you don't want those words of of us saying that we don't ever want another child to block your blessings. So now, knowing that we're pregnant, we had already planned to travel for Adaya and I's birthday. I think I'm gonna do another video with, like, stating the differences between this pregnancy and my first pregnancy, so that you guys could just know how things have been. For my inner corner, I want to go in with a shimmery shade. So I'm using the Sugar Crystals palette from Violet Voss. And I'm going to be mixing the shades Cotton Candy and Strawberry. So I'm going to be mixing these 2 shades and putting that in my inner corner. And I have this pink lip liner that I am going to take. This is from DC Beauty. It does not have a shade name, does it? Yeah, so the shade name is Crush, and it's the number 6. So I'm going to take this pink and I'm going to put it in my waterline. So this one I has it and this one I does not. For foundation, I'm going in with the She Glam foundation, and this is in the shade Mocha. This is the first time I'm going to be trying out this foundation. So let's see. Look at it. Look how this comes packaged. That's why I left it in the box, because oh my gosh, look at this. Ooh. So let me shake it. My mom just called to let me know that I is awake, so we're gonna see how quickly I could get through the rest of this makeup. Anyways, so yeah, in April, myself, Shamrai, and Adaya went on our first family vacation. So that was one of the other reasons why I was not filming. Like, I just did not have the energy to film. I was really tired and nauseous all the time, as in my first trimester, and so, like, I could not do anything much. And then with the family vacation, like, I did take clips, but I just, because it was our first family vacation, I just wanted to cherish it and not always be filming and, you know, prioritizing that. We went to St. Martin, and we also went over to Anguilla. Those are 2 islands, if you don't know. One of my aunts and her family lives in Anguilla in St. Martin, and then two of my aunts, and their family lives in Anguilla. Look at this foundation. I think it's gorgeous. So we really enjoyed ourselves. Like, the way that we were treated, we did not expect half of the things that happened. When we went over to Anguilla, we were able to stay at a villa, and it was gorgeous. My aunt, she works in the tourism industry, so she rents out villas. I can hear him crying. It was the most beautiful house I've ever been in. So yeah, we could not complain. We could not. The moment we left, we wanted to go back. Okay? Okay. So yeah, see, can't always do everything that you want to do. So yeah, where was I? St. Martin Anguilla, beautiful. Recommend that if you can afford it, go see it. It's beautiful, beautiful blue waters and blue skies. No, it's just gorgeous. The next thing that I wanted to mention is true crime content. I know a lot of you subscribe, a lot of persons subscribe because of my true crime content. I know that I have not posted one of those videos in a really long time, and the reason is because, like, sometimes you don't know how Guyanese people stay. You could think that you're safe, you could think that, you know, everything is okay, and somebody is just waiting to hurt you. So sometimes it's like the fear that someone is going to retaliate with my videos makes me don't want to post. The wrong person might see it and get the wrong message. And then a lot of times I do see comments saying that what I'm reporting in the video is not true. But the thing is like, I can only report the information that is available online, right? I'm not a police officer. I'm not a detective. I can't go and make up information. That's not it. I can only report from what has been reported on the news. And I know a lot of times the news is not as reliable as you would hope for, but I cannot, I can't do anything about that. That's the only information I have. So that's another reason why, like, I have been so deterred from posting any true crime content, because I am trying to be as respectful to the families as possible, and I am also trying to, like, I really hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say. Like, the information is what is out there for the public. So that is what everybody is taking as facts. Unless you as a family member see me post something and reach out to me and say, look, this is not the way it is, and please come to me respectfully. Please, because I try to be as respectful as possible in my retelling of the stories. I'm trying to be respectful as possible to the victims, to their families, but some people just come to me like, oh, what I'm saying is wrong, and there's not a way, and da-da-da. And I'm like, but this is the only information that is available online, okay? This is all I have. Unless you want me to pull something out of my arse, this is all I can report on. So that's another reason. And, like, I don't know where to go from here. I would like to start back doing more true crime content, but it's like, I'm just so afraid of the backlash from the family members. So I'm trying to figure out how can I approach, like, what approach I can take now with doing true crime content. And the only thing I can think of is have persons reach out. So if you or any of your family members have a true crime story that you would like me to look into or report on, and you would be able to provide information that you deem as true and factual, then I am going to do the story. Until then, I will still research different true crime stories, different true crime in Guyana, but I'm just going to be very careful on the ones that I choose to report on. And I'm using the Jordana pressed powder in the shade Honey Amber, and I'm going to use this to set the concealer. I am looking very white today, very pale today. Another reason why I've been missing is like I've just been trying to mentally and physically prepare for another child, because going from 1 to 2, it's a big preparation. It's a big change. So I've just been preparing myself, and like I've been feeling so guilty as a mother with a Adaya, because I just physically don't have the energy to play with him all the time like I used to. And I know he senses it. And it really does make me feel bad. So that's another reason why, we think that 2 is it, because I've never felt this guilty before. What are you doing? Child, how you get foundation on your face? So I've just been trying to set my mind to say, okay, when you get 2 babies, when you have 2 children, you will need to divide your time. And yes, you will make it work. I feel like I'm just putting a lot of pressure on myself. And as a mother, that's what you do. It's like you just want to be so perfect. You just want everything to go right, that you start to overthink and get into your own head. And that's where I have been a lot, in my own head, questioning my abilities as a mother, wondering if my children will, if they are happy with me, and if they're going to always be happy with me. And of course that's impossible. Children and parents always have some slight disagreement at some point in time, but I don't know, like I just want my children to be happy. So I'm going to go in with the Black Radiance True Complexion palette, contour palette, and I am using both of these shades to bronze and sculpt and whatnot. Actually, I'm just going to go in with the bronzer shade. Now with work, you guys know that I work in the field. Like I go out and collect water samples, and then I go back into the lab and do testing. Well, since I become pregnant, all I can do is like lab testing. And I really do miss going out into the field and collecting the samples, because being out in nature really does calm me. And I feel like that is another thing that's been affecting me. I've not been able to completely go out, like be a part of nature. And yes, I think that is also affecting me mentally. So I'm just anxiously waiting to give birth so that I can go back to doing that, go back to being outside. And for blush, I'm going to go in with the Wonder Trip for 2 blush and bronzer palette. And I'm using this pink blush, and it is called Daiquiri. So this is the shade I'm going to go in with. I really wanted a very, very pink blush. I've also been working on my relationship with my husband. We've been trying to get back to where we were. Yes, Adaya? We have been working on our relationship also. Like, I've really been trying to stress to him that we need to spend time together alone. Because especially when another child comes, it is going to be much harder. I have been having a hard time accepting my body for the way that it is, and the changes that it has gone through since I have gotten married. It's hard. It's hard as a woman to just, deal with all of these changes. And if it's hard for you as a woman, it's hard for the man to sit down and see you go through these changes, and him not being able to understand what's going on. And and because you don't walk around with your face long, everybody thinks that you're okay. And so I guess that people might think that I'm okay and I'm confident. But December at my work staff party was honestly the first time that I felt beautiful since having a dia. Okay, sir. Yeah. Since having a dia and my body changing, December was the first time I felt beautiful. And so to get pregnant right away again really did take a toll on me, having to now reaccept the fact that my body is going to change even more. And it's not like anybody told me, like I'm ugly or anything, but it's just me. It's a me thing. It's a accepting myself the way that I am thing. So I'm using the LA Color bronzer, and this is in the shade Sun Goddess. It says bronzer, but it's more of a highlighter to me. So I'm gonna spritz my face with the In Beauty setting spray. And while that dries, I'm gonna do my eyebrows, and I am using the NK makeup eyeliner pencil. So this one is in the shade brown and a black. So I have the brown and the black. I'm going to use this to do my eyebrows. For my lips, I'm going in with the DC lip liner, the same pink I used before, Crush. But before I go in with that, I'm going to line my lips with Cali Rose. That is where I've been. That's what I've been dealing with. Just a lot of adjusting to life and preparing for life. You know, like making different plans. Where is my tissue gone again? Yeah, just different things. Getting ready for a new chapter in my life. And relying more on God, because I have slipped up a lot in the past. And I just really don't want to be that person anymore. So I'm being very careful of who I surround myself with now. And my circle has become a dot. And it's not like, you know, I don't want friends and I don't want to go out and stuff like that. It's just like I am prioritizing my relationship with God more over being a part of the crowd. So I'm gonna go and just fix my hair, and then I am going to be back to show you the final look. So guys, this has brought us to the end of this video. Let me know down below what you think of my makeup look, my Barbie-esque makeup look. Is it Barbie enough for you? Is it pink enough for you? Let me know. I just love how my hair turned out. Like, if you look at my last video, my last vlog, you'll see how I got this, you know, these twists, what I use and so on. Yeah, so that is it. I hope you guys have a faithfully blessed day. Don't forget to leave down below what videos you want to see, or if you want to just get anything off of your chest. If you want to abuse me for taking so long to film a video and post another video, go right ahead, abuse me. I will accept the abuse for this one time. This is your one pass, okay? Your one pass. So yeah, that is it. I will see you in the next one. Have a faithfully blessed day. Bye guys.